here today, and she could not make it in person to the meeting again. So she did reach out and to let our attorneys and myself know. So um, we hope that you feel better, Councilwoman. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Item number 5 is the minutes from July 8th, 2026 and July 29th, 2026.
All right, I need a motion.
Motion to move the minutes.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilman Bianchini. Council Vice President Iverson,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole,
Yes,
Council President Sikosi.
Yes. Number 6.
Number 6, there are no honoring resolutions or presentations this evening.
Okay, before we move on, this wasn't planned on the agenda this evening, but a gentleman here asked me, please, to have 5 minutes to speak tonight, and this is in regards to the affordable housing here in Toms River, and along with the requirements that we have to meet. So the only reason why I'm entertaining this is because this gentleman owns the land and he's willing to use his land. So I'm allowing him 5 minutes, a brief statement. He gave us plans right here, and this is right behind the Veterans Hospital, right off Hooper Avenue, by the Lowe's Theater. All that vacant land back there. So, sir, come forward. State your first name, spell your last name, and where this property is. Okay?
Joseph Tartabuno, T-A-R-B as in David, I, B as in boy, U-O-N-O, G.
Okay.
I'm a resident of Toms River. I own my personal home here in Toms River. My wife and I have lived here all our lives.
Okay. A little closer to the microphone. And how did you come here this evening, please?
So, good evening, council, good evening, attorneys, good evening, everyone. Mr. Mayor's not here, but people of Toms River.
You guys get closer to the mic.
You gotta turn the bottom part on into.
And if you want, you could take it out.
Hello, better?
No.
It's on the screen.
Yeah,
Hello,
yeah,
there
Yeah,
we
there you go.
go. Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. Joseph Tartabono. My wife and I own Equity Management Group LLC, 560 Roosevelt MMB LLC, 2 property owners. I'm here to talk about the Hooper Ave redevelopment zone, which is located behind the Toms River VA Hospital, VA Clinic. That area of the redevelopment has been starting to be a process in the Toms River system since 2016, since the assembly and change of the zoning in that area to make it a redevelopment area. In that area that's left, that's undeveloped, there's 8 acres. My wife and I currently own 6.8 of it. We own all the private land. The only thing that's not owned by us are some small 20 by 100 foot lots that are owned by Toms River Township. Okay. We've been acquiring this property for nearly 20 years. And over the last 2 years, I've appeared to members of the council, I've appeared to the mayor, and discussed our original plan. Our original plan was developed as a low-rise medical office complex to help support the VA in that area. As I've sat here since January in a lot of these meetings, and I heard a lot of the conversations about affordable housing, a lot of the disputes, non-agreements, I said, Joe, let's start looking at other avenues. So I started reaching out to affordable housing developers, guys that specialize in this, because I don't know anything about it. It's not my forte. It's not my business. I didn't go to school for it. So I started to reach out. Could this be possible? Could this be a good fit? I said, okay, it very well may be. So with that, I believe the ability to build on this property would be great for Toms River. I've been working with an experienced affordable housing developer just recently who we've been negotiating and discussing this for the last few weeks, and only up until just 2 weeks ago, this developer and I have come to an understanding and agreement of what we can do here and how this would benefit the town. Okay, I believe this location is quite unique for the location right behind the VA hospital. I believe that having an affordable housing, seniors with a veterans presence, I think would be great for our veterans and our seniors. The residents of this new community would have great access to medical, restaurants, shopping, transportation, and all the needs for seniors and veterans in the area because it's centrally located in Toms River. This isn't simply just about satisfying that affordable housing requirement. This is about creating housing in the right location, not stuck somewhere where it shouldn't be or may not want to be there. This area was zoned to be changed. This is a great location for seniors, veterans, and families. I want to emphasize, I didn't come here tonight with just an idea. We have taken the time to identify an experienced developer with the ability and a track record to make this concept a reality. The developer that I picked has done over 21,000 affordable units in 300 communities in multiple states. This is not a small company. This is a company that can see the needs, find the needs, see the needs, meet the requirements, and help alleviate the problems that we've been having with affordable housing. And like I said, this is not my forte, but this property, which I still originally talked about for commercial use, I think would be a great fit for the affordable housing in that area. I respectfully ask the council members to consider this. This would be a great win for Toms River, a great win for our seniors, and a great win for our veterans who served our country. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Just stand there because I have a couple questions, please. and
Absolutely.
I'm sure council might have some questions also. So, first off, very, very well spoken tonight on this. So I have met you a couple of years ago in a council meeting on other things, but not this. So for me, this is the first time that I'm seeing this. So as you stated, we've been basically frozen out council for 7 months in the affordable housing plan here in Toms River. And we finally had a face-to-face meeting last Wednesday with the mediator, with the court. And we had our own plans and stuff that we presented to get to that magic number. And basically, we're out of time. All right, so now the deadline is October, and we have to get this done in the next 2 meetings in September. So first off, I'm going to be very sarcastic here, and I know it's not politically correct, but why in the hell would you want to use your 8 acres when you could get 10 acres for $1? Why would you give up all your money to do this where you could get 10 acres for $1 and all the money up front for your expenses, legal fees, architects, engineers, and everything else that comes with it? And so, but I
Well,
applaud
David,
you for.
if that deal is on the table somewhere, where do I sign?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, I think you're $1 too late, but from what I see of this now, how many units? So this is next to Camelot, correct?
Correct. So this is adjacent to Camelot right back there. That Camelot Estates, to the best of my knowledge, is on 8 acres, and they built 140 units on their 8 acres. Exactly how many units we can actually get on this, I think it's between 128 to 140, somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the amount of units he built on there. I've actually talked to Jason Kaplan a few times. Okay, so he said, he goes, your property mirrors the image size of my property.
All right.
So I know that if he built 128, and that, if you go by his neighborhood, that Camelot Estates, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
There's nothing.
Beautiful. No problems
It looks
there.
great. You know, I'd like to address Peter.
Pardon?
I'd like to address Peter. Peter.
No, wait.
We got other questions too. so-
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Fire away.
So, okay, any
I have a couple
questions?
of questions. So I'm just looking at the plans and I noticed that there's two lots. It looks like that there are 20 or 40 by 100. Those are the township owned properties?
Correct. Everything in red is owned by myself. The yellow are the paper streets, which I own half of, because that's how the
Right.
law is written.
Right.
The only thing the township owns is in green. And the two green lots that are 20 by 100 each are needable. The remaining 24 that are on the back of the property, more than 50% of that is just going to be buffer. It's
That's
just
what
going to
I
be
was gonna
buffer.
ask you. So that other township property that I'm looking at on here is not even in the construction phase. That's gonna either be a buffer or a park or something in that.
Correct, correct. And the plans that you have are for my original concept for medical. Obviously, that's not the plans for a low-rise housing community. But I wanted to provide you what I had already. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an engineer, I'm not an attorney.
So let me ask you this, does your contractor, since that you just got on board with him, does he have the funding to turn around and do turnkey from start to finish without any problems?
Oh, 100%. Like I said, this is a national developer with 21,000 units, 300 communities. This is just another,
You said we can get anywhere from 140 to 180 units possibly?
no. I said that Kaplan built 128 on his 8 acres.
Okay,
So I presume that we should be able to get that, maybe a little more. The advantage maybe is what credits you may be able to get.
exactly, that's what I was gonna get
Now, the
next.
credits that you can get would be between what the affordable housing developer can apply for and how it's,
And you
how it's based.
mentioned seniors and veterans.
I think would be built
Be-
well for a preference for senior complex with a preference for veterans. I
part of
served,
it, or all.
right, not, in that, well, that can all be worked out.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I'm not
that's what-
saying we're building tunnels for towers,
It
but I'm
goes to a lottery
saying,
anyway, with affordable housing, it goes
It's
to,
affordable
but they can
housing.
have, but they can have a preference.
right,
as
we can
well.
have a preference for veterans, right.
Well, I gotta
Okay.
be honest with you, I agree with Dave. I wish that you would've came here 3 or 4 months ago. This would've probably been a done deal. Our backs are up against the wall, but I'm a firm believer, no stone is unturned. And this is an opportunity because when I was in the last meeting, with Zingaro, the attorney, he said he needs at least 2 weeks to do his due diligence to put something together. So I don't want to speak for the town or anything like that, but there's something that should be definitely considered, being it's private property, not public property, for one. We're not giving anything away. You're bringing something to the table, and we could possibly eliminate overdevelopment in North Dover, as well as not giving away township property, which I'm adamantly against. So kudos to you. I wish I would have met you 3 or 4 months ago. It would have probably been a done deal, and we would have already had it approved.
We will pursue this and just leave your phone number with us,
Oh, yeah.
okay?
Any other questions?
Do you have anything, Clint?
No, I'm good.
Tom?
Again, I'd like to address Peter here in front of everybody.
Only
Peter?
if he wants to.
So,
I actually have a question.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we met with you, I think it might have been even a couple years ago now.
We were, a couple years ago, we met.
And as far as I was aware, and as far as I believe the administration was aware, although I don't want to speak for them, you always kind of presented this as a commercial project,
100%.
which wouldn't have anything to do with our
Plans,
affordable
plans.
housing obligation.
No, we didn't. And
Okay.
even if,
And-
go ahead.
Just one more question. Kaplan, the developer that you're proposing,
No. Kaplan is the developer who built Camelot.
okay.
He's
The-
not part of this picture.
Just to be clear, though, the developer that you're proposing wouldn't be offering 100% affordable.
Yes, they have that opportunity to present that.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, look,
And-
I think
I-
that the reality is as the council has pointed out, we're really up against the deadline, and we also spoke in there a couple of weeks ago after the last council meeting, and even just to be clear, because I think there's an implication here that the administration was aware of this possible affordable housing opportunity on your property. But as far as we were aware even 2 weeks ago, you were really just looking at this property to develop it as commercial, correct?
After the mayor left the meeting and I met with you and the mayor in the back room on my own, I chose to walk in there and I said, please excuse me for walking in here.
Sure.
I said, hey, listen, I said, I may have a solution. And the mayor said, hey, listen, I don't really want any more building, any residential building. I'm really more for the commercial.
But right.
That was the conversation. When that conversation left, the following day, that developer, I mean, we're talking about a national developer, we're talking about somebody like, We got into a full conversation, a full discussion, and that's where this conversation with the developer escalates, saying, hey, listen, Joe, I can do 100% affordable and maybe get a 2-to-1 unit credit.
Okay, but this was
Now-
only 2 weeks ago. Though.
This is only 2 weeks ago.
So this isn't a situation where the administration
No.
dropped the ball or
Well,
any, okay, you're not alleging.
That's why I
okay.
wanted to clarify this with you and John. I wanted to clarify this, that this all, after I walked in there, we walked out.
Okay, all right.
This
I
all
don't want to
come-
go back and
Yeah.
forth, but the point is, we didn't know about this
No.
talk, okay? So that's where we
I
are.
also, I have a little bit of a dispute because I didn't realize that you talked to the mayor and the mayor didn't even give you a little inclination that he was even interested in affordable housing. He said that he wanted commercial there.
That's,
I'm just asking, I wasn't there. You were there and they were there. But what I'm trying to get at,
This
He
was
did with
presented
what-
as a
that-
commercial
that's what he,
project
that's what he
originally.
said.
okay.
But-
that's-
Sir,
I wanted to
you
know-
had more than 5 minutes. So
Thank you.
we're going to take it under advisement, and we could talk about this in the following days. All
Yeah,
right.
that's all.
Just make sure you leave, well, you have his number. I don't. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, so, thank you very much.
Council President, could I speak with Peter?
You have a question?
Yes.
All right, please do.
Peter, if this is a viable plan, would you be for it?
Oh, that's not up to me. I mean, that's really
Well,
up to
I'm
the
asking,
administration and to you.
I'm asking you, what do you think of this plan?
Peter's the township attorney. Why don't you ask the business administrator?
What do you think of this plan?
We'd have to review it. I haven't even seen it yet.
Okay, but if it's.
You
all
always
up,
complain
it's
about
viable.
not seeing things in advance, yet you have a paper from a gentleman that I know you know personally.
I've never met the man before in my
I've
life.
seen you in pictures with the man before, so don't act like this isn't just
You have
political
pictures
theater.
You have pictures.
If,
with-
Okay,
if there's a
okay.
plan, you
All
can
right,
bring it to
gentlemen.
administration. We'll
Thank
review
John,
it at town
you
hall.
are unbelievable.
All right,
You're as
Okay.
big a liar as Roderick is.
all right, okay. Thank you, Counselor. All right, so the clerk, we're going to move on the agenda. So I think we're on number 7. Is that
Ye-
correct?
That's correct. Item number 7 is a bond ordinance providing for paving and various other capital improvements, and equipment appropriating $9 million thereof and authorizing the issuance of $8,550,000 bonds and notes to finance a portion of the costs thereof, authorized in and by the Township of Toms River in the County of Ocean, New Jersey. This is a final reading, so public comment is required.
Okay, pardon? It's, the clerk has, you mean the time clock, 5 minutes? Yeah, it's right here, the clerk has it. All right. Is there anyone here that has questions or a comment about number 7 on the agenda? Just say your first name, spell your last name, and not your address, just that you live in Toms River or not. Thank you. Take it out and maybe. No.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
My name is Janet Lang, Laing. I live at 37 Cedar Drive. I guess my question is that I've even gone to the clerk's office. I was there today. Angie was very kind and tried to help me get the documents that describe what this bond ordinance is paying for, and they're not available. So,
call up
no,
the
no,
CFO,
I'm
Mike
speaking,
Gallagher.
I'm speaking, thank you. Please don't interrupt me. So, Section 3 of this ordinance, which is referenced in other sections of the ordinance, that is supposed to describe, Section 3 is supposed to describe what is being purchased. It says, it's kind of long, but I'm gonna jump to the part where it says that the contracts, plans, specifications, or requisitions, therefore on file with or through the township clerk. So everything that's being purchased through this bond ordinance is supposed to be detailed. That's mandated by the state when you go for a bond ordinance. However, when I went to the clerk's office today, they could not provide me with any documentation of what the $8.55 million is the breakdown of what it's actually purchasing. And I'm going to get a little bit in the weeds because I know that this is not something a lot of people know about. But I also, in section 5B, the bond counsel has assigned a useful life to the purchases that are going to be made with this money. That's a requirement when you're writing out the bond ordinance. Whatever you're buying, trucks, paving roads, equipment, you have to itemize all that. And all of it has an assigned useful life. There's a chart, okay? So they take all of those things and they average it together, and they have to put that in the bond ordinance. And they have done that here. They've assigned a useful life average of 18.333 years, which is a pretty specific number, which makes me think that they know exactly what they're spending the money on, okay? Because that's a very specific number. So if you know all of the things, you get that useful life number. You can stop me if I'm wrong, Dottie, okay? So, but there's no documentation that says exactly what this $8.55 million
And why do you
is
think
paying
there's
for.
no
That's
documentation?
even been available. I'm supposed to be able to go to the clerk's office because this is being met about today, and I'm supposed to be able to obtain this information, and it couldn't be provided to me. Not because I think it would have been provided to me. I don't think they have it.
You think council should be provided with
Absolutely,
that
I think
documentation?
that you have
Okay.
more of a right to it than we do as residents. But as a resident, and this was being talked about tonight on the agenda, I went to the clerk's office to request it formally, and it wasn't provided. If I were sitting up there, I would never vote to spend $8.55 million on anything I didn't
Yeah, but
know was needed.
You just stated it's only spread out for 18.333
No.
years.
That's what
the
the
chart.
useful life of what they're purchasing is.
Right.
So I know it's a little it's a lot. That's a lot of detail. But
So, but it doesn't.
I only mention that to prove that they know exactly. They've said exactly what they're going to purchase with the money, and that's how they got the average useful life.
Like,
Yet
yeah.
what
How long
they're
is the
but
bond?
what they're
How
going
long's
to
the bond?
purchase
I don't
hasn't-
know. How long is the
20.
pay
I
off?
don't know that either.
Why don't we call up the CFO so
they
she can
could do-
explain
they
instead
could
of just
purchase a
recklessly
ban.
throwing out claims?
No.
So a ban is like a shorter note that can last for a year and get extensions, or they could put it right out to bond for a certain number of years. That depends on who will buy our debt, who will purchase our debt. So
At what
so-
interest?
yes, of course,
Yep.
that's how banks work, or that's how they make money. But
Ms. Lang, despite taking field clerk's classes, you're not an expert in municipal law.
Okay.
you don't
Why
need
don't
to
we pull up
insult
the
me.
CFO?
Turn.
You don't need to insult
Why don't we pull up the
me.
CFO to
Okay,
answer her
okay,
questions instead
we
of just
will
making
at
reckless
times.
claims on the
This is
microphone?
her-
I'm not making reckless claims.
She's not making-
What are
It's
you?
all in writing
Okay.
right here.
As a DJ, you have no right to be sitting where you are, John, so.
Okay.
As a farmer, you have no right to be sitting where you are either,
Please,
Tom.
gentlemen.
I have
please,
never been a
Please,
with you on that.
please, don't speak out of turn, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank
Continue.
you.
You're welcome.
Did you give
My
Mr.
time is up.
Nivenson the permission
Okay.
to speak first or no?
He asked me, and I said yes.
I didn't see that.
You don't have to see it.
Listen,
He asked me. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet.
Okay,
Uh,
sir, this is only comments or questions on number 7.
Maybe I should ask the BA or anybody up here, does this have to do with the paving of specific streets in Toms River or no?
again, why don't we, Dave, as the council president, why don't we call up the CFO, who's a financial expert, to explain the bond ordinance?
Okay, Dorothy, come and answer that question. Is all this?
Thank you.
For paving.
There are no specific paving plans. There are no specific items, and it's left very broad so that the town can do what is needed.
And for example, does the town have any ideas what is needed yet? or no? At
That's-
this moment, no?
No, I mean, that's why it's
Okay.
left very broad.
Okay,
And then
okay.
as we go through.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Thank you.
As we go through and projects come up, they will be brought to the council for approval.
Okay, so why wasn't this amount put on the 26 budget instead of $1? Why was only $1
These
put
are-
on that line?
This is a capital bond ordinance, so these things do not go into the budget.
Yeah, but under the line item, capital, but it was $1 I
$1,
saw.
yeah. That gets transferred over to the capital improvement fund
Okay.
in general
So-
capital.
So why can't we go forward, like you said, then when you had, like if we approve this, and then when something comes, there's about 4 months left into the year, into this budget, you can ask us, hey, we got this project and we need this amount of money, vote on it, and this is why. This is too vague here, but thank you for
This is
explaining.
This is that process. And so if we bring projects forward, then they will be individually
And then what
voted on.
happens if nothing comes before us? No roads, no equipment, no nothing, or whatever? Where does that $8.5, $9 million go?
It stays as an open allocation, and a bond
Mm-hmm.
ordinance is not like the budget. It doesn't lapse at your end. It stays open until it's either canceled by the governing body or spent.
Okay,
So it could actually roll over until next year's budget then.
It can roll over for
That's
20.
why I didn't like this, because you're giving an open end, you're giving $8.5 million right now. We might only spend $2 million. Next year,
yeah,
they'll have all this money for 2027 that we have no idea.
we know that.
No,
Okay,
You'll still have the
I know,
whole-
but what I'm getting
the-
at
the
though, we're
ordinance will
writing a blank
remain.
check out, we're writing a blank check out to the town. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're giving you a blank check for 8.5 million, and then you're gonna come to us and ask us if we wanna do it, maybe in 2027 or whatever.
Plus-
Why don't we just do it the realistic way? Why don't we get a RFP for the paving projects, put the streets together, get an engineer's estimate, and then we can come back as a council and decide on it
Well-
and do it that way. But not
There's
give
nowhere
you
to
the,
charge it if you don't do a capital ordinance.
listen, you guys, we can, in the budget, you could turn around and do a RFP for engineering firms that you have on the record that you can work with and get the ball rolling, to get the documents and get the
But
plans made, to put
Councilman,
out the bid.
the mayor has said in the past numerous times that the paving was paid for out of pocket and with the surplus. Thank you so much for the explanation. All right, sir, do you have any other?
Well, so who's the new engineer? Because the new engineer is the one or John Mule was the one I was talking to about it getting a specific street.
I know that they're looking
repaved.
for one, but I don't know if they hired
Who would I-
anybody yet,
Who can I
or,
talk to tomorrow about this, that you would ask?
You can come down to the engineering department, which is open Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. I'm not sure
Yeah, will they know if?
what you're so confused about.
I'm not confused. The street is Sleepy Hollow. It's one of the only streets off of Vaughan that's not being repaved. It hasn't been done in 18 years. I just want to know why it's not being repaved, that's all.
We have a certain machine that goes around to each street and
Yep.
assesses the need of each street to see the condition of each street. So we then rank the streets by the need, and then we put it on the list.
And that's
So
what
if
Mr. Mule
you're
told
saying
me.
Sleepy Hollow should be analyzed,
Okay.
we'll analyze it, and perhaps it'll be on the list for next year.
So who would I talk to
Christopher
about that
Raymond,
tomorrow? Engineer
ask-
department?
The engineering
ask for
department.
that
correct.
documentation
Okay, I will.
of the
thank you.
streets, the needs.
That's in your
on that.
award, Mr. Bradley. I would appreciate whatever you can do. I have several relatives that live on that street. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
That's all.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, this is on number 7, sir. Questions or
Carlos Hammond, sorry.
comments?
I am still confused because I don't know what we're using $8.5 million. Harry, can you explain it to me a little bit better, or somebody? Because if you guys saying we got this amount of street that gotta get paved, yes. But if you're saying we just need that money to sit there in an account until we figure it out where we gotta go and get fixed, then, it's money.
Sir, I don't think this has anything to do with paving. That's my opinion.
So who knows what is this for? And can somebody explain it? I'm a little
Council
special,
President,
so
may,
right
Council
now,
President, may I address him?
Yes.
All right. So I think everyone is kind of looking at this process, and Ms. Gallagher tried to explain it. The town's not actually, at this point, encumbering $8.5 million in debt. It's just giving us the ability to bond, and I don't think this is just, correct me if I'm wrong, Dottie, but I don't think in this ordinance that it's just for paving. It's also for other capital improvements as well. And there's a process that the town has to go through in order to utilize bond funds. And I think that this is making sure that we are able to do it in an expeditious manner in case anything comes up, things that are unknown. And I mean, that's what I would tell the council, when they consider this, is the process that we have to go through to authorize the issuance of bonds for capital improvements takes a long process. As you see, this was introduced on a first reading. It wasn't last meeting. I think it was the last regularly scheduled meeting. So it takes a while to go through that process. So I think everyone's envisioning that the township's going to have $8.5 million in its general operating account. That's not what this is.
Okay, thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Anyone else, please? Seeing none, is there somebody that has a comment or a question? Okay, come to the mic, state your first name, and do you live in Toms River?
Robert, and yes, I do.
What's
live
your
in
last
Toms
name,
River.
please?
Silva.
Okay,
My question is, if we give the township the approval to borrow $8.4 million or whatever it is, who's going to control what they spend it on once you approve that money?
The council.
Supposedly, because we had the same scenario with fireworks this year. We were supposed to give the permits for it, and before we knew, we had the fireworks. So I don't buy that for a little bit. I got to be honest with you. I've been bamboozled once before with, just give us the approval and then we'll come back to you. So I'm with you on that. I'm totally with
And
you.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You want the money, you tell me what you need it for, we'll either approve it or disapprove it.
So you
I'm
put
not
it in
giving
writing.
anybody a blank check, especially in government,
Yep.
to spend it whatever way they want. Thank
Getting a
you.
blank
Thank
check
you, Robert.
approved by
Thank you.
council.
okay. Is there anyone else on number 7, a comment or a question? Okay, seeing none, I need a motion to close public comment, please.
Motion to close public comment.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Roll call to close public comment on item 7 was made by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilman Bradley. Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes.
Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Councilman Coleman.
Yes.
Councilman Aber.
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole.
Yes.
Council President Zukosi.
Yes.
Okay, now we need a motion on item 7.
Is there anyone who wants to make a motion on number 7, for or nay?
Council President, I make the motion to table this until we get all the information we need.
I'll second that motion.
Just voted.
Okay. So we have a motion by Councilman Bradley, and then we have a second by
Council
Vice Chair
Iverson.
Nivison.
So motion to table item 7 was made by Councilman Bradley, seconded by Council Vice President Iverson. To table, Councilman Bradley.
Yes to table.
Council Vice President Iverson.
Yeah, we have no details, no documents, and thank you again, Janet, for stretching that out and expanding that for us. I vote yes to table.
Which ordinance are we voting on right now?
Number 7.
Didn't it just pass? Wasn't there?
That was
Okay.
No.
Okay.
That
Councilman
was to close public comment.
Councilman Bianchini to table.
Yes to table.
Councilman Coleman to table.
No.
Councilman Aber.
No.
Councilwoman O'Toole.
No.
Council President Zukosi to table.
Before I vote, if the administration needs a project, I don't know why he needs this for the last 4.5 months of the year. So if there's a project or an emergency, he could put it on the agenda. They could spell it out in detail from A to Z. This is what we need it for, and this is what's going to happen. and then we could vote on it, and then they could take care of it, and then we could do a bond. So, I'm
If this
voting
doesn't pass,
yes.
there'll be nowhere to charge any new
Okay,
projects.
I vote
Maybe
yes.
maybe you guys should review state law
Sir,
because this is
sir,
the process.
You're out of order. You're not recognized. I'll let you speak if you ask permission. So I vote yes to table. You have something to say, sir?
Yes, I feel like you guys should read up on state law and the processes by which municipal governments run, because you're
Okay.
making this stuff up and you're
All right. So we took the course.
you are making it up.
Yeah,
Did
we
you get
took-
certified
Which
Faulkner
we
training?
took because we
course.
haven't
Have
gotten
you
a
had
proof of your course.
certification for Faulkner training?
Which course have you guys taken yet?
We
Because I
took the
haven't
key
seen
at Keene
evidence
College with the
whatsoever.
2 doctors who specialize in Faulkner
Have you
training.
have you provided any proof of that?
Yeah, we brought our
We
certificates
turned
in.
it in. We turned
The
everything
state-
in.
The state provided
2
them for
months
us.
ago. You weren't here.
You turned
So
in a
let's not
certificate that was
talk
printed
about that.
probably from AI. I don't know.
No, it is not, sir. We were in an actual
You provided
classroom.
zero evidence that you've taken any kind of classes.
In fairness,
Pete-
I couldn't verify that the class existed.
It's got a
Pardon?
DCA, it's got a DCA number. You
It's
couldn't
at,
verify
it's
it?
at Keene College.
Wow.
I
It's at
called,
Keene
I called, I
College.
called the registrar. I
All
couldn't
right,
find the course.
listen, we're getting off topic.
yeah.
We
I'd
took
love
the
to see proof of that
classes and the
class, gentlemen.
courses.
And I'm
Thank
also
you.
interested to know that Mr. Niven said that class was taught by 2 doctors. It's very nice that 2 doctors taught a class on
Okay,
Faulkner.
all right.
Chancellor's
Thank you.
University.
They had their PhDs in politics and Faulkner training. You know,
Okay.
there's different kinds of doctors. They're not all
Actually,
medical
it's not
doctors.
entertaining.
It's not even a course
If you
that's
review
provided by the-
Gentlemen,
They didn't have.
stop, please. Thank you. Your first night back here, and you're carrying on and making faces
Well, you're
again,
the
all
one
right?
saying Mr.
Yeah, you're a brilliant
You've
attorney.
You've been saying
Okay,
this all night.
clerk, let's go.
I passed the 2 bar
Okay,
exams. That's more than
yeah.
you've ever done in your life, let me tell you.
Really? Really? I went to a better school than you did, okay? And I didn't sell insurance.
I never sold
Car
it.
insurance.
I never sold car
Okay.
insurance.
Or whatever. Okay, we're on number 8.
Item
Mr.
number,
Clerk?
yes, item number 8 is a first reading. It's an ordinance of the Township of Toms River, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 477 of the Township Code entitled Vehicles and Traffic, revising Section 477-13, Violations and Penalty, to increase fines and extend applicability to Sections 477-8 through 477-12. This is a first reading, so there's no public comment.
Okay, before we begin, sir, if you don't believe that the courses that we took are legit by a university that teaches in this state, you do a lawsuit against the 4 of us and our certificate.
Why
that
don't
we
you just
got
provide
from-
evidence?
From the
I wouldn't waste the taxpayers' money.
yeah, okay, no, put your money where your mouth is.
Why don't you simply provide evidence
it
of the
went to
course date?
DCA
We did.
and Trenton.
No, you didn't. You provided a
and-
certificate that was
and
printed on AI.
The 3 council members here to my right and on the phone have never taken the course yet.
Yes, they have.
No,
They did.
yeah?
They took the course with Gene Cipriani, absolutely.
Okay, then where's their
Which
proof?
can be proven.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll get you proof.
so why wasn't I told of this?
I don't know, why do you hide from our calls all the time?
Okay.
Just like you hid
right,
from our
you're
calls
low.
on the.
Multiple times,
All right.
Dave.
Dave.
All
Multiple
right,
affordable
let's go
housing.
on number
The
8
entire
then.
council was.
Sir, quiet. Okay, let's go finish number 8, okay? So, we need a motion.
Motion to approve 8.
Motion to approve item 8 on first reading was made by Councilman Nivison,
I'll second it.
seconded by Councilman Bradley. Council Vice President Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole,
Yes.
Council President Zakozy.
Yes, and I also sat right here and I said, I want to take the test with those 3 council people, O'Toole, Aber, and Coleman.
You want every
in
email.
person.
You want every email about the class. I can prove
Right,
every class.
okay,
So we're all 7 councilmen.
all right, thank you.
them up on my phone right now if you'd like.
All right, so I voted yes. All right, move on to number 9, please.
Item number 9 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 477 Vehicles and Traffic, Section 59 of the Township Code to implement one-sided parking restrictions on Dana Court and Sonoma Court due to public safety and congestion concerns. Again, first reading, no public comment.
Motion to approve 9.
I'll second it.
Motion to approve item 9 was made by Council Vice President Nivison, seconded by Councilman Bradley. Council Vice President Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole,
yes,
Council President Zukosi.
Yes. Okay, number 10, please.
Item number 10 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 477 Vehicles and Traffic, Section 59, Schedule 1, no parking at any time of the Township Code to prohibit parking at all times within the municipal lot located at Block 297.04, Lot 109, Caddis Street, which compromises the integrity of the drainage, fire, easement, obstructs emergency utility access and poses a public safety hazard. First reading.
Motion to move 10.
I'll second.
Motion to approve item number 10 was made by Council Vice President Nivison, seconded by Councilman Bradley. Council Vice President Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole,
yes,
Council President Zukosi.
Yes. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda, please.
Moving on to the consent agenda, yes. All matters listed under the item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired on any item, that item will be considered separately.
Does any council people have anything they want pulled or discussed?
B and C, Dave, Bravo and Charlie.
Okay. Anything down here? No?
No.
Okay. All right, B and C.
Okay.
They wanted
So-
they wanted an explanation.
Okay,
We will need a motion to approve the balance of the consent agenda with the exceptions of items B and C.
all right,
I'll make
Okay.
the motion.
yeah.
No second.
Motion was made to approve the balance of the consent agenda
All right,
minus
just
items.
one thing, we need an explanation on H, which our financial officer did briefly tell me before the meeting, but I didn't have time to tell the other council people, so we're going to need H.
So we'll pull H as well.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
So let's redo that. We need a motion and a second, again, to approve the balance of the consent agenda minus items
Motion to
B,
approve the balance.
minus items B, C, and H. That motion was made by Council Vice President Iverson,
Second.
seconded by Councilman Aber. Council Vice President Iverson,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes to the balance.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole,
yes,
Council President Zukosi.
Yes,
So we have to vote on items B, C, and H. We'll start with B.
Council President, can we just find out which property this is at? I think it's the Children's Hospital. I just want clarity, that's all.
okay, I believe so. Is, oh, I believe it is the Children's Hospital.
is.
On
Yeah.
Route 37, on the corner there. Okay, all right, and should we vote on this separately, or?
Yes,
or
we-
all three?
We'll vote on item B right now.
Okay,
Motion to approve B.
Second.
Motion to approve item B was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Council Vice President Nivison,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole,
yes,
Council President Zukosi.
this was a beautiful project for our town. They completed that annex, or whatever you want to call it, in like record time there, and it's a great help to our community. And I wish it didn't take so long to get their performance guarantees back, but it's done. And I want to thank the hospital for that. So I vote yes. I don't even have to vote. Yes. Okay.
Okay, moving on to item letter C.
All right.
Council President, can I have
Yep.
the floor?
Yes, please.
Council President, I would like to recognize two key figures in our meeting tonight who brought this resolution to our attention. One's Mr. Matt Rooney Esquire, who's from America First Policy Institute, New Jersey, Executive Director, and Mr. Bob Rommel, who's AFPI Florida State Chair and former State Senator of Naples, Florida. I would like to give them the floor if they'd like to say a few words about this. Council President, could they have the floor at this time?
Oh, okay. I see them now. Come forward, gentlemen. And,
I always find it's good to hide in the back of these
Okay.
things, Mr. Council
yeah,
President.
state your first and last name, please.
Certainly, Matthew Rooney, as stated at the America First Policy Institute. I have the pleasure of being the executive director of the New Jersey chapter. We were founded by Brooke Rollins and Linda McMahon back in 2021, and now we have a New Jersey chapter, which is wonderful. I'll keep this brief. Obviously, I want to encourage you to support this resolution this evening, opposing sanctuary statehood. And in so doing, I'm thanking you for your courage in adding this to the agenda. It's not very often, you know, that somebody stands up here and thanks a governing body. I know that. I've been a municipal attorney for many years, but it does take quite a bit of courage to oppose what's going on in New Jersey right now. We became a sanctuary state in 2018 when Gerber Grewal, our then Attorney General, issued a directive which instructed law enforcement in this state to candidly do the exact thing that led to 9/11, which was to prevent levels of law enforcement from cooperating with each other. How a state that lost the second most citizens of any, second only to New York, thought that was a good idea, it still defies explanation. But Ocean County has incurred some of the worst consequences of sanctuary statehood, which candidly were all predictable. Lakewood, it was a year ago, we lost a beautiful young mother and her beautiful daughter to an illegal alien drunken driver who's since pled guilty to manslaughter. It was in Stafford Township, which also adopted a similar resolution recently, where an ICE officer was nearly rode right over in traffic during a routine stop. It's got to end. And it's only the beginning of the many ways in which sanctuary statehood has negatively impacted New Jersey. I know we're talking a lot about development and affordable housing this evening. One of the number one reasons why in states like New Jersey housing has become so unaffordable, it's because of unrestricted illegal immigration. It's been estimated that there are something like 900,000 illegal aliens in New Jersey that cost the state. I think our friend Assemblyman Kenitra, an assemblyman from this county, did an estimate about $7.3 billion a year at a time when senior citizens are deciding between air conditioning
So
and groceries.
I have a question for you, and maybe you do know or don't, but isn't like a rule of thumb for every 800,000 people, the state gets one Congress member in Congress, even if they're Americans or illegals in the census?
So that's something that's currently being debated at the federal level, how exactly to apportion for the next decade. And it's a pitched battle right now whether or not illegal aliens should be counted. If they're not counted, then it can considerably change the map for future elections. And it can also impact things like state funding.
But that was in our Constitution too, if you recall.
We have a
The
supremacy
beginning-
clause that they're ignoring, Mr. Council President, right? I mean, I went to law school too. I don't want to reignite that discussion. But in law school, we all know the first thing you learn is that except for certain rights that have been reserved by the people and reserved by the states, those limited powers which we give to the federal government belong to the federal government. One of the few is regulating immigration. So we have a state house full of attorneys. I don't know why they don't get it. Sometimes I think they don't want to get it. But I'm pleased to see that the residents and the leadership of Toms River seem to get it, because building off of this, we now know that it corrupts our system to our core. It just doesn't make us less safe. It doesn't only cost us money, but we have at least, I think it's many more, 7,000 non-citizens on our voter rolls. At least 400 have voted. The Department of Homeland Security thinks it's probably closer to 37,000. And the partisan attorney that really curls my toes is the fact that there are approximately 75,000 a year that are called for jury duty. So it's entirely possible that there are citizens in this state that are on trial having their civil matters determined by juries that have non-citizens on them. So it's got to stop. It's got to end. And if it's going to end, it's going to be because towns like Toms River stand up and tell Trenton enough. We are not xenophobes, as anyone that opposes sanctuary statehood is frequently accused of being. There's not a person here who isn't the descendant of somebody that worked awful hard to get here. But by and large, they did it the right way. And it's that process of becoming, regardless of where you came from, that's so central to being an American. So that's fundamentally what we're trying to defend.
I'm going to ask you another question. All right?
Sure.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
So when there's a president, a Congress, and a Senate all on the same ticket, Republican or Democrat, why don't they raise up the legal immigration from like 1 million now? Why don't they do it to 3 million or to 5 million or whatever that number is when they have control? Why don't they do that? Why won't they vote to change that number instead of this mess that we're in?
Are you talking about how many the federal government says are allowed in the country on an annual basis?
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, many years ago, we had a quota system, and we abandoned that. And now we have, or at least we're supposed to have, a merits-based system, right? And part of that is you apply to come into this country, and you ultimately become naturalized as a citizen. That was completely broken over the course of the prior 4 years preceding January 2025. Anyone was allowed to come into the country. And unfortunately, states like New Jersey, our policies made us a magnet state, which produced obviously a tremendous amount of unaffordability and also criminality in our state. So going forward, how should we fix the immigration system? This is something, Mr. Council President, you and I could have a coffee or a beer and get into. I think most of the people in the audience would hopefully be asleep at the end of it. But the first step, I think, and I use this example all the time, if you have a leak in the basement, what's the first thing you do? You turn off the water service. Then you figure out why it's broken, and then you fix it. Unfortunately, some bad actors in this country knew that our basement was flooding. They knew that the foundation was crumbling, and they didn't do anything because they thought it served their political ends. So it has to stop in New Jersey. And by passing this resolution as one of New Jersey's largest towns, you can send a very powerful signal.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Good evening. State your first name and last name for the record, please.
Good evening, and thank you, Council, for bringing this to. My name is Bob Rommel. I live in Naples, Florida now, and you want to know why a former state legislator is here speaking in Toms River. And to cap on what Matt Rooney just did, he did a great job. But I grew up here in Toms River for many years. I owned businesses here. I used to work at Lester Glenn for many years. And right on Water Street, I had a medium-sized mortgage company that was in 16 states. Eventually, we sold the company, and I moved to Florida. And, you know, personal reasons, part of it was taxes. And in America First Policy Institute, we work on policies to make America great again, to actually protect Americans. And I still have property here in New Jersey. I still have a business here in New Jersey. And I still consider New Jersey, you know, part of my home. We have family here. And to see what's happening across the state and really across the nation with states that have sanctuary policies. As a legislator in Florida, we have no sanctuary cities. We have no sanctuary policies at all. If you're in America or in Florida illegally, you're out. You know, if you get caught, you're out. And as a legislator, we had all these pushback from businesses, citizens concerned that we were not humane, we weren't compassionate, and people were concerned that the economy would collapse in Florida. Prices would rise, people wouldn't come. But the opposite happened. In Florida, we have no income tax. Right now, there's a debate in Florida about eliminating property taxes. And big cost of government is, unfortunately, it is illegals, people that are here illegally. It costs, law enforcement, they spend extra time. And now in New Jersey, they're afraid to do their job because they may get prosecuted for doing their job. It costs housing. When you allow 10 to 20 million people, and I didn't know there was 900,000 of them here in New Jersey, which is about 10% of your population. Those people need to live somewhere. And and they deserve to live somewhere, but really they don't deserve to live in America unless they're here legally. But they take up cheap housing, they take up cheap rentals, they buy houses, they take up jobs, and they suppress wages here too. So for you to do this, to push back on Trenton, to push back on Newark, to push back on Camden, cities like you are going to lead New Jersey to where Florida could be. You don't have to be here fighting over affordable housing, raising taxes, maybe eliminating taxes, but we have to push back. And it's a shame when I see the current governor of New Jersey, fighting more for plastic spoons and knives and as opposed for fighting for citizens. And when I heard that Tom's River was doing this, going back to my roots of being here, I just wanted to come and speak and tell you good things can happen. Listen, Florida's not perfect, but we have the #1 education system in America. You can actually get a 4-year degree in Florida for $10,000, and most of those kids would qualify for a Bright Future Scholarship too. And again, our government may have got ahead of our skis saying we're going to eliminate property taxes altogether, but it's going to be on the ballot this year, and citizens are going to make that choice. Do we eliminate property tax and do things? And for you to push back on Trenton, it takes a lot of courage, because Trenton could punish you if you do this. And but I want to thank you for doing it. And if Florida can be an inspiration, it can be done, and citizens will thrive, and legal immigrants will come, and they'll want to be here. But thank you for what you're doing. And I
We're
appreciate it.
already being punished through the school budget.
And it shouldn't be that way. But
No, it shouldn't.
But unfortunately, but have the courage to continue, and if there's anything we could do, we're there, and America First Policy will help too.
Thank you for this evening and coming. Thank you.
Motion to move C.
Second.
Motion to approve item C was made by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilman Bradley. Council Vice President Iverson,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Aber.
I'd like to say this resolution is a grand slam in my eyes. I'm 100% behind this, and I'm always behind protecting the people, the men and women who protect us. So I vote yes on this.
Councilwoman O'Toole,
Councilwoman O'Toole, your vote, please. Did we lose her?
Yes, and I've been waiting for this for a long time. I'm very happy that this is happening.
Woman O'Toole, your vote, please. She said,
Yes.
she's good.
and
We lose her?
so we're good. And Council President Zukosi.
Yes.
I
Okay, I
said
think it-
yes.
H is
Thank
going
you,
with
and I'm
D.
very happy that this is happening.
We're good. And Council President Zukosi? Yes.
Okay.
Number H.
Moving on to item H, and that's the last one that was pulled.
Dorothy, you want to come forward and just explain briefly what you told me before the meeting?
So
Thank you.
these are grant funds that are received. They're to be used for recycling tonnage. They're not a reimbursement for efforts from recycling. They're just grant funds from the state. And typically, the township receives these funds every year. And it's
Okay.
$243,613.
So this is just a grant that the township actually applied for.
Yes.
And there's also money that we get for tonnage as well, that we get reimbursed down the road as well.
I don't know if there's a calculation that the state
The
does.
state does it, they send it through to the township, it usually goes to the recycling coordinator, and then it'll wind up making its way to you, but I was just a little confused, I didn't know if that was this money or if this was from a grant. But you clarified it, so this was a
Definitely grant money.
separate money.
Yes,
Okay, and I have one last question. This grant money this is only supposed to be used for recycling,
correct.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how do we do that?
Some of it goes, usually is used for, salaries and wages, people that work on recycling, and other things like roll-off containers, all
Okay,
equipment
Trash
having to
cans,
do
trash
with,
cans, stuff like that, yeah.
recycling.
okay, very good. Thank you, thank you. All right,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion was made to approve item H by Councilman Bianchini, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilman Bianchini?
Yes,
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman?
Seconded by Councilman Aber, Councilman
Is it a delay?
Councilman Bradley. Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Council President Sakozy?
yes,
Okay.
all right. You want to read the reports?
Yeah, if you'd like me to, I could read them.
Okay, I think we had some questions on the bills tonight, didn't we?
we didn't get to the bill issue.
doing the reports.
Yeah, go for
Okay.
the reports.
Then we'll get to them.
All right, okay.
Do you want?
No,
I'll make a motion to move the bills. I mean, the departments,
We're on the reports.
the reports. I'll second it.
Council Vice President Iverson made the motion to approve the reports, seconded by Councilman Coleman. Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes,
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
Yes.
And Council President Sakozy?
yes,
Moving on to the bills.
okay. When, I think we have questions on Black Rock, correct?
Yes, Council
Wanna-
President. Just wondering why it says Boardwalk Expansion Project, but then when you go under description, it's for stuff that's all throughout town. I'm just wondering why we're putting it under an expansion project when it's not for that.
Dorothy, can you explain this? Do you have it in front of you, or I have it highlighted right here? You could take this.
it says right under here, it says boardwalk expansion, and it tells the dollar
And then it
figure
goes
amount.
to the golf course.
Yeah, it's various locations throughout the town, but the boardwalk project didn't even start yet. That's what we're just confused where, all these items, why that they're actually under
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I can't answer that at this moment. I would have to look into it and let you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, it raised red flags with us, that's all.
Yeah, I can look into it,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
So we'll just take those off the bill
And
list. also.
I guess Councilman Bradley will shoot you an email, and you can report to him.
Certainly, I'm taking a note here.
Yeah,
Council President, I think we should table this one now.
Yeah.
So it's clarified.
Well, gentlemen, should we be part of this conversation, or?
We're just trying to figure out, I brought up that it might have been because the boardwalk expansion project was packaged with some other projects to do a project labor agreement. So I didn't know if, but they're saying that it was related to, those other expenses are related to the golf course.
Yeah, there's all.
And I don't know, I forget what it was. what
Okay.
it was, yeah.
All
Well,
right.
one of my concerns was they had roofing on there, and I believe BlackRock is a paving contractor, so I'm just trying to figure out, how some of these numbers got there. You got,
Well, it even has the ice rink on
Council
there.
President, there there was a paving aspect to the boardwalk expansion because we were trying to meet the requirements for a PLA. That was part of it.
That's probably why.
Yeah,
And what about the ice rink?
that I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to do on this, guys. So it's
Just
up to you.
Table it till next meeting. It's only 2 weeks. Just that one there, not the
Is
whole.
there a
project.
problem if we table it until the next meeting?
I don't know the particulars of the bills.
The only issue would be that the vendor would have to wait another 30 days to be paid.
All right, so I don't think then we should table it, but we definitely need an explanation why it's like this.
Yeah, I'm the only reason I'm a little hesitant to go into it is because there are lots of entities that are anti-PLA, and I don't want to say anything on the record about PLAs and the way we package that project. But
Okay,
I honestly
I
don't think there's anything
understand.
nefarious
So,
about it.
I don't think we should table it, but we definitely need an explanation, and you could send it to Councilman Bradley, please.
Especially you got one that's $121,000. I mean, that's a big, that one and 45,000. Some of these other little ones is one thing, but we got some big, you have a total almost of $180,000 for Black Rock.
Yeah, I think that's why we should wait until this is clarified. It's a lot of money. I don't want to stiff a vendor, but this is a lot of money to be.
Okay,
swinging
all right.
around there.
Okay,
They do that. They do that.
all right,
You
so,
never do it in the beginning. You do it at the end of
all
the
right, so we don't have to do anything on that.
Well, Ms. Gallagher just brought up that there is a prompt payment law that how long does the township have once the service?
No, I
is
said we were going to pay it, but get us an explanation
okay.
after, okay? Okay?
But it's going forward, we'd like to have it ahead of time. So we're not sitting there paying a vendor because legally, we shouldn't be paying a vendor because we don't even have an explanation about it. I mean, you're asking me to prove $180,000 of money that's taxpayers that I don't even know if they should have got it. I mean, you're telling me that it's in there, but if it's not part of that boardwork, I have difficulties paying different things because you could have this contractor doing work throughout the town and put it in there.
Yeah, it just looks like you're taking money from the boardwalk project in Ortley Beach and paying other things that have nothing to do with it there. That's what it looks like, okay?
When the engineer signs off on things that are this large in payments and that are related to projects.
Yeah, but I also worked with engineers before. They'll turn around and get some of these projects done while they got a contractor there, because it's a lot easier for them to use the contractor that's there than to try to go out and get it. But that's illegal to do that because it wasn't part of that contract, is what I'm getting at. I don't want to start to sit there and thinking I'm promoting this.
Well, I don't think that's what's
Yeah, I
occurring,
don't
but
know.
we'll definitely get an
I don't know.
explanation
I
for you,
don't-
Councilman.
I don't think that's the case, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, understood.
Anything could be possible.
Okay, we're going to move on, so we're just going to let this be the way it is, okay? Is there anyone else that has questions on bills? Any more bills?
The bills for Donald Burke, I believe we
Okay.
should be tabling those until we get an actual explanation as to how much hours go into this, because we're slinging a lot of money around. and we
Speaking to
have
the mic.
No, we have no, explanation, there's no, end to this stuff. I mean, how much longer are we gonna go on this litigation with some of this stuff for? I mean, it's.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that his bills are submitted, and we don't know if this is, all of it is Sibagagi project, that litigation, or Silverton EMS. We don't know, how many hours, or it, I mean, it's like, we need a breakdown. It's like a couple $100,000.
Sure, we have the invoices and we could certainly provide that to you. Some of this
Okay.
is related to the Sibagagi litigation, which I can
Okay.
tell you has been extremely involved, for that office, for that office.
Again, I'm hearing rumors, hearsay, that's all, is that there hasn't been any discussion with Sibagagi in the last months and months and months.
Right now, the township is challenging the settlement between them and the state.
Okay.
So there's not really much. I did attend those settlement conferences. Again, this is going back a couple of years ago. Appeals generally take, depending on the nature of the appeal,
So there
2,
should
3,
be no
4 years.
charges toward that in this time frame.
Well, no, there's still litigation before the appellate division.
Okay,
There's active litigation.
okay,
But
so,
those invoices will be broke down for those specific dates and times.
Sure.
so
We want to see
are-
original invoices.
would you be able to get us that information in a couple of weeks till the next meeting?
Would I be able to get you their invoices?
Dor-
Absolutely.
Dorothy, would
Sure.
you be able to provide us with original invoices, not copies? Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
All right,
original,
so
they
we're gonna
email.
table the.
Yeah, they email them to the Department of Law, and then we usually do a requisition for it and
Okay.
purchase order. So I mean,
So
I don't know what he means by original. They're certainly not doctored.
does someone?
Oh, of
wanna-
course not. Nothing would ever be
All right.
doctored
Why
with
don't you get us
Roderick.
proof of your Faulkner Act
All
class
right,
then, Tom?
Okay.
What was that?
Someone
Johnny
like-
Cakes? What-
Gentlemen, please. come
This
on,
is a
we're
relatively.
almost done.
This is
This gets
by the way, I
tight.
just want to point out this is a relatively small balance for 2 months worth of work. $6,000,
Yeah,
right?
but it's the accumulation.
I mean, it's
over-
not like we're talking about a $50,000 or $60,000 legal bill.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
All right, so who wants to make a motion?
Well, I have
Or-
one more question for Dorothy. I just saw on the bill list here, the emergency shelters, I see one for 30,000, one for 4,000. Is that like when they have code red, they put them up at a certain location? Is that what that is? Okay. That's what I thought it was, but it says shelter, so.
All right, is anyone going to make a motion on the, on that bill or no? Yes or no?
I'll motion to table it.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, so I believe you need to state what PO it is, and then pull it.
Councilman Bradley?
Do you have the PO, I don't have the POs. I don't know, I got it, just here.
I don't have it.
I
I
don't
think
have
the
the whole bill.
Bolenberg's bills. I mean, again, just yeah, just to reiterate that, Council President,
Yes,
there is a prompt payment bill. You know, I don't know that these gentlemen will pursue, what type of remedies available if we violate that.
Do you know how long that is? That,
It's not long.
I believe it's 30 days, but it could be 60. So
no, the only reason I'm saying is if it goes today and we get the thing by the next meeting, we
yeah,
can
we
pay it
said the
in two.
next meeting.
we can
The
pay it-
last thing I'll point out is these are bills from February and March. It's not like, these are old bills.
So what are you reading from that we don't have? All right,
Bill
Detailed bill list.
Oh, so he's got it.
okay,
Oh, so he's got it right there from, we don't have that.
all right.
I mean, it's 6,000, you could do it.
Why are we paying February? Why did they wait so long?
I don't know, I don't know. All right, I think they want to table it until the next meeting, until we get an explanation. All right, so that will be on the agenda for next meeting. So so you have that number?
Steve needs the PO numbers.
Do you have it, Donnie?
Yes. So 03360,
Zeros,
right?
03360?
Burke?
I'm writing that down. Okay, so we still need a motion and a second and a roll call vote to pull that.
Okay, I think we did that.
you did it.
Councilman Bradley made the motion and Vice Chair Nivison seconded.
So the motion was made to pull PO 03360 by Councilman Bradley, seconded by Councilman Nivison.
Until the next council meeting.
until the next council meeting. It'll be put back on.
Yeah, look at the
Uh,
backup, please.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Councilman Coleman,
I'm abstaining because I'm not sure what the legal ramifications might be.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole,
Yes.
and Council President Sikosi.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that was pulled off, so we need a motion on the,
Motion to approve the balance.
on the balance of the bills.
I'll second it.
Motion was made by Councilman Nivison, seconded by Councilman Bianchini, to approve the balance of the bills. Councilman Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Coleman,
With exception of PO number 26035560 for preferred behavioral health, I vote on the rest as yes.
and Councilman Aber.
I have to abstain from PO number 26-03554, PO number 26-03265, and PO number 26-03763. And I vote yes on all the others.
Councilwoman O'Toole,
Yes.
Council President Sikosi.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move on to public comments, please. So come forward to